Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Tyner Academy and Wayne Turner Field for the 2021 Tyner Academy graduation ceremony. We're excited to celebrate our graduates with you. During the graduation, please remember to socially distance from other family groups, as well as being courteous. Please ensure that all balloons, signs, and other props do not block the view of others. Please ensure that sound-making devices do not obscure the ability to hear others' names. We're excited you're here, so please enjoy the upcoming class of 2021 graduation. Thank you. As we prepare for the graduation today, we would like to say a special thank you to Hamilton County Schools, the administration at Tyner Academy, the graduation committee, and Mr. Bobby McClarity for their help in making this graduation possible today. Thank you. In just a few moments, our 2021 graduation ceremony will begin. So, one last time, let me welcome you to Tyner Academy and Wayne Turner Field. We're excited to celebrate our graduates with you. During the graduation, please remember to socially distance from other family groups, as well as be courteous to others. Please ensure that all balloons, signs, and other props you may have do not block the view. Please ensure that sound-making devices do not obscure the ability to hear students' names. We are excited you're here, so please enjoy the class of 2021 graduation in just a few moments. Thank you. For those of you just entering the stadium, we still have plenty of seating with great views at the area farthest away from the main parking lot. Thank you. For those of you just entering the stadium, there is plenty of seating with great views in the bleachers closest to the main road and the front of Tyner Academy, farthest away from the main parking lot that you entered in. Thank you. For those of you just entering the stadium, there is still plenty of seating in the bleachers closest to the front of the school, farthest away from the main parking lot used for football game parking. Thank you. For those of you just entering the stadium, there is still plenty of seating in the area of the bleachers farthest away from the main parking lot used for football games. All areas of the bleachers have great views. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, as we draw closer to our graduation ceremony, we recommend that all guests silence their electronic devices over the next few minutes. Thank you. For those of you just entering the stadium, we continue to have some seating available in the bleachers farthest away from the main parking lot used for football games. Thank you. For those of you just entering the stadium, we continue to have some seating available in the bleachers farthest from the main parking lot used for football games. Thank you. For those of you just entering the stadium, we continue to have some seating in the bleachers farthest away from the main parking lot used for football games. Thank you. For those just entering the stadium, we continue to have seating in the bleachers farthest away from the main parking lot used for football. As our crowd grows, we encourage all of our guests to help others find a place for seating. Please fill in all available socially distanced areas on the bleachers. Thank you. For those just entering the stadium, there is still space and seating available in the bleachers farthest away from the main parking lot used for football games. As you can all see, we have many guests still trying to find a place, so please be courteous and assist them with that. All guests should fill in all available socially distanced space in the bleachers. As we draw closer to graduation, we also recommend that all of our guests silence their electronic devices if possible. Please make sure that any balloons or props are not blocking the view of others. This is a big day for all of our families and students. The person behind you wants to be able to see that big day, and we want you to give those balloons to those students. Let's try to make both of those things happen, and we'll get started in just a few moments. Thank you. For those of you just entering the stadium, there is some seating still available in the bleachers farthest away from the main parking lot used for football games. For our guests already seated, please assist guests who are just arriving by scooting a small amount and using all available space that we can possibly use. Also, we'd like to remind our guests to please silence electronic devices and to make sure that balloons and other props are not blocking the view of those behind you. Thank you. For those guests just entering the stadium, we still have some seating in the bleachers that are farthest away from the main parking lot used for football games. Thank you. In just a few moments, we will start our graduation ceremony, and we will close the gates at both sides of the football field. Please be aware that once the gates are closed, we will not allow entrance of additional persons to the graduation ceremony. If you are unable to find seating, please stand near the fence or at the top of the bleachers. We still have some seating in the bleachers farthest away from the parking lot used for the football games. Again, our seating is now very limited. For our guests who are currently seated, please slide, allowing all of our guests to find a seat using all available socially distanced areas on the bleachers. Some seating is still available on the bleachers farthest away from the main parking lot used for football games. For our guests who are unable to find seating, it is permissible for you to stand by the fence on either side of the bleachers, as well as to stand at the top of the bleachers. We do have some very limited seating still available in the bleachers farthest away from the main parking lot used for football games. We will be closing the gates both sides of the stadium momentarily. Thank you.
gotta wait on. I gotta wait till they get to their seat. Hello. Everyone may be seated. Hello. My name is Khalil Lewis. I'm not usually one for speeches, so goodbye. Just kidding. On a serious note, I would like to welcome all friends, family, and classmates. Oh. I would like to start off by thanking everyone who has helped us, encouraged, prayed, even given us a tough love on this journey. It's an honor to be standing in front of these guys for a memorable occasion. But first, I want to tell my classmates that we done made it to the end. Yeah. When we entered the doors of Tyner 4 years ago, we all had this short-term goal that we wanted to achieve, but never imagined our last 2 years would take us for such a whirlwind. Our senior year started. We really didn't know how it was going to go. We was a little bit scared and a little bit nervous. All those long extra hours, studying for a test, technical issues, waking up early, Zoom this and Zoom that, it brought us to this moment right here. Each graduating class leaves memories in its school, but I could truly say the class of 2021 will go down in history as the COVID kids. But before I go and we move on with this ceremony, I want to leave my classmates with an encouraging word once spoken by Kerry Washington. Your life is your story, and the adventure ahead of you is the journey to fulfill your own purpose and potential. I pray that the class of 2021 will leave here today feeling with the accomplishments and remember to take pride of how far you have come and take faith of how far you will go and embrace the journey. I want to say, welcome to the class of 2021 graduation.
Good job, Khalil. You got a lot to be excited about, right? Good evening. I am Gerald Harris, and I am honored and privileged to serve the class of 2021. This school year and this great community as the principal of Tyner Academy High School. Before we go any further, I would like to introduce to some, just to talk to you and just to introduce to you to some of the people that are here, special guests, some special guests. When I call your name, will you please stand to be recognized? Caritza Mosley. She's our District 5 school board member. Thank you. Dr. Jason Vance. He serves as our community superintendent for the Missionary Ridge. Last but not least, Dr. Brian Johnson, our very own superintendent for all of Hamilton County Schools. Thank you so much for your leadership and guidance, especially throughout this year. I would also like to recognize our teachers. To my right, to your left, my teachers, would you please stand? Thank you for all of your commitment, your guidance, your passion, and dedication for education. You have been truly amazing throughout this year. Thank you. Also, my administrative team, I couldn't have done it without them. My associate principal, Ms. Childs, will you please stand and be recognized? and my assistant principal, Ron Davis. Thank you so much.
Today is a moment we should all be proud of. Class of 2021, we did it. And looking back on our previous high school years, who would have thought we would have to face such a challenging year? I know many were ready to give up because I know I was. There were so many obstacles to overcome, such as adapting to everyday maskwear and also virtual learning. Everything this school year was definitely something new, and new can sometimes be frustrating. Going into this school year was a little frustrating for me because I was the only student in majority of my classes, which was a little upsetting because I know this is not how our senior year was supposed to be. I know many were upset about missed activities throughout the year, but this year has allowed us to become our own cheerleaders. We pushed ourselves to be here today. This pandemic has had its bad moments, but let's take a second to look at the good. It gave most of us better spending habits. It helped us to build more genuine relationships. It helped some of us discover new interests, and it helped some of us become more self-dependent. I have grown closer than ever with my brother. My brother and I have had numerous days where we would just sit and play games or would watch him until I fell asleep. There were also times where we would just cook because, or if we wanted to surprise our mom. And speaking of her, me and her have a bond that I wouldn't change for the world. I love our talks laid across the couches to our mother-daughter dates where we're just hanging out for the day. These are things that I am grateful for. They are literally my world on two legs. When things first happened, everything was shut down, which I know was a little frustrating for us girls because we couldn't get our hair, nails, toes, eyebrows, lashes, and more done. And as for my men, you all missed many, many haircut appointments. But as time progressed, I began to feel less and less like myself and more like a new person. I began to do things that I normally would just pay someone else to do. This has allowed some of us to become more independent. It allowed us to become more confident with our natural hair. It allowed some of us to even learn how to arch our own eyebrows. We learned how to do our own makeup. We even learned how to do our own nails. The pandemic has even made some of us realize that some of these things we thought were so important didn't matter as much as we made them out to be. Dr. Seuss once said, when something bad happens, you have three choices. You can either let it define you, let it destroy you, or you can let it strengthen you. And today, I believe that we have all decided to let it strengthen us. I mean, look at us. We're at a 91% graduation rate. And we have also earned over $5 million in scholarship funds this year. I think we all deserve a round of applause for our academic accomplishments and for also making it this far. Class of 2021, we did it.
It is my pleasure to welcome students, family, and faculty to graduation day at Tyner Academy. Every one of you has made an impact on the graduates who sit here today. First and foremost, I would like to thank God for everything He has done. Despite the restless nights and stressful days, I am grateful for the opportunity to stand here today. Secondly, I would like to thank my family for all the support and encouragement that they have given me over these last 13 years of school. Without them on my side, I would not be the person that I am today. March 13th, 2020 was the day that our lives forever changed. We were expecting to return to school during our junior year, but unfortunately, we never did. I consider that to be the most mental breaking moment that we as a class had to face. We went from having a normal high school life to being in front of computer screens 24/7 due to the COVID-19 pandemic. Everything that we dreamed of for our senior year was canceled. No pep rallies in the gym, no senior trip, and even worse, the normal experience of being a senior was taken away. Despite all these obstacles, we as a class tackled each one and made our senior year the best it could be. Have you ever heard your parents or grandparents use the phrase known as the 3 R's? Well, for those of you who don't know, the 3 R's stands for reading, writing, and arithmetic, which are still considered the three basic skills taught in our schools. Tyner class of 2021, I have come up with a whole new set of R's that best describe us. Number one, we are resilient. Even before COVID-19, each one of us has experienced some type of challenge in our lives that we have had to overcome. It could have been a learning disability, a tragedy, or just simply an overwhelming event. My whole life, I have suffered from a speech impediment. I have struggled to pronounce certain words and to slow down when I speak. But with the support of a speech therapist, I have made significant progress in overcoming this barrier. I know from personal experience that you must persevere and not allow anything to keep you from reaching your goal. So, look around. We are here. We have succeeded in our first step to a new beginning. Number two, we are responsible. Everyone here has demonstrated determination and commitment. Our comfort zone was disrupted. Once upon a time, we were able to explore the road freely. Now we are in an environment where masks are required everywhere we go. In addition, participating in class via Zoom and turning in an assignments with a click of a button took away our normalcy. For those that were in person, wearing a mask all day and the lack of personal interaction required dedication. Despite all of this, we did what had to be done to bring us to this present day. So again, look around. We are here. Lastly, we are ready. We are ready for a new chapter of our lives. We are ready to become more independent, and we are ready for our dream jobs and careers. The difficulty, the disappointments, and the uncertainty of this past year has made us stronger. Look at what we have accomplished. We are truly ready to begin the next chapter of our lives. So as I prepare to take my seat, I want you to reflect on the words of Cardi B. Look myself in the mirror, I say, we gon' win. Knock me down 9 times, but I get up 10. Ladies and gentlemen, we are resilient, we are responsible, and we are ready. Congratulations, class of 2021.
Before I begin my speech, I am not your normal valedictorian. Most of you probably haven't seen me since in the past 2 years. I have been in the Mechatronics Academy at Volkswagen. You might be thinking to yourselves, well, what is that? Well, let me tell you what it is. The Mechatronics Academy has set up students to be way ahead of the normal freshman peers in college. To the underclassmen that are here today or that are watching this in the future, traditional high school may not be your best and only path. I have earned 12 college credits in the past 2 years being a part of the program, and my classmates and I deserve recognition. So congratulations to Connor Ingram, Mike Juga, Gannon Kearns, Ansley Lawrence, Joel Robertson, Vance Sherlin, Isaac Nunley, and Nate Robinson. Through all the challenging classes, hot metal burns, grinding incidents, and extremely blinding arc flashes, we made it. And to the other 4 going into the apprenticeship program with me, I look forward to seeing you in the fall. Congratulations to our Gestamp graduates as well, since I am the only Tyner Volkswagen graduate. And to the people that make it possible for us to have a senior awards day, Gestamp and Volkswagen graduates deserve recognition too. So congratulations, class of 2021. I want everyone to be able to hear that more than once because we all deserve it. Enjoy the relief while it lasts, because in a few short months, we will be venturing into our different paths, whether that be college, university, trade schools, apprenticeships, etc. I wish you all luck in beginning your own path. While doing that, do not forget how you got to this point. I want to emphasize that while I have not been a part of the class, Tyner is where I came from, and here is where most of my support has been. Beginning classes at Tyner was not scary because most of us came from the same middle schools and elementary schools. Most of us have seen each other grow, so it wasn't as nerve-wracking as people make it out to be. I had the same friends. Some grew apart and some stayed close. Friends come and go. It's nothing to dwell on at the end of the day. Freshman year flew by, and sophomore year came when we started to take classes in our respective disciplines. I planned on becoming a neurosurgeon since I was in kindergarten, so I was taking health science classes. I fell into a bit of a depression, realizing that this is not what I wanted to spend the rest of my life doing. I constantly thought to myself, I'm in the middle of my high school career. What am I going to do? It was hard to push through the last stage of sophomore year when that happened because I felt like I was failing my parents. Our parents raised us to do their best and ensure that we have better lives than they did, to not make the same mistakes they did. Something that has always been important to me has been stability, financial, emotional, whatever it may be. The stability that I had when I had that dream was instantly gone and replaced with worry and anxiety. I had to take a chance, realizing that I was also not interested in other future-ready institutes provided at Tyner. I want to thank my sister Eileen for helping me climb out of that and start looking at my options. She went into the Mechatronics Academy at Volkswagen in her junior year and convinced me there's no harm in trying and you can go back to Tyner whenever you want to. The school played towards my strengths as well, in math specifically. I was able to enroll and got in without even having to do an interview. Looking back, the hardest part was not the challenging classes or adjusting to the new schedule. It was losing all but a handful of friends in the process. Everyone knows that most of the time you don't keep your high school friends after you graduate, but losing them in the middle of it all felt like losing all support. My grades dropped, I lost interest in doing what I loved, I never left my room, and then COVID hit. Any human interaction that we once had was instantly removed. We all converted to virtual, and we left with basically no support. Honestly, I'm kind of grateful it hit when it did, because I was able to bring my grades back up, and here I am standing in front of you all today. Junior year is definitely a runner-up for the worst year of my life. However, I decided to stay in the Mechatronics Academy because I might as well finish what I started. Senior year rolled by and everything was online still. I had come to terms with being on my own for the most part and put less value in temporary relationships. Classes were not that challenging and first semester was a breeze. However, applying for colleges and figuring out what to major in was very stressful. I was still undecided on what I wanted to do, and everything is centered around colleges and universities. I applied to four-year institutions with a major in biomedical technology, something that I chose pretty randomly just because I thought it sounded cool. I got scholarships, and to be honest with you, I felt like I was just settling on whatever was in front of me. Again, I want to thank my sister Eileen for helping me get out of my head. In the end, I decided that I was going to continue going to Volkswagen to get my degree. When I decided this, I felt like I was going to be judged because it's not a traditional four-year institution. There is no light put on other options to take after high school like trade schools or apprenticeships. We listen to everyone around us say, "You have to go to college to be successful. You need an education to be successful. You will never get anywhere without a degree." Like our alumni did, we decide our future. Are we going to let statistics define us? We are not them. For most of our lives, we hear about all of our obstacles, how people expect us to amount to nothing, how we are predisposed to fail. I refuse to make this about the obstacles we had to cross to get here and more about the fact that we were going to make it regardless of anyone or anything in our way. So again, congratulations, class of 2021. We did it.
If you would please give a round of applause for all of our speakers. Did a wonderful job. Now the moment that we have been waiting for. School Board Representative, Ms. Caritza Mosley, would you please stand, step forward, and face the graduates. Graduates, please stand. By the power invested in me by the superintendent, the Board of Education, and the state of Tennessee, I accept and affirm these students as meeting all the requirements for graduation set forth by the Hamilton County Board of Education and the state of Tennessee.
With the powers granted to me by the state of Tennessee and the Hamilton County Board of Education, it is my privilege and honor to accept this class. I hereby certify these members as duly authorized graduates of Tyner Academy High School. Congratulations.
You are now duly authorized graduates of Tyner Academy High School. Congratulations, 2021. Congratulations. Now you can hold your caps and wave to the crowd. Hold your caps up and wave to the crowd. All right, thank you. You may be seated. Let me make an announcement. Please respect the name calls. Once we call the students' names, please hold your applause to the end so that we can respectfully hear the names as they cross. Thank you so much.
Graduates, it is now time to receive your diplomas. Khalil Jashawn Lewis. Naya Shanice Hinton. Brianni Mackenzie Adair. Maya Enriqueta Martinez. Shell Brianna Unique Burks. Kaylin Cyree Mitchell. Joel Reggie George. Sakina Aisha Rashid. Jashawn Naquan Morris. Makaria Tania Hudson. Brianna Nicole Smiley. Kaya Imorije Rekil Jones. Jaya Amari Summer McWhorter. Joanna Mariela Vila Fernandez. Braden Anthony Adair. Brinshayla Nicole Adams. Selvin Francisco Augustin Lopez. Demetrius Lewayne Allen. Lauren Michelle Anderson. Miriam Tarisha Appleberry. Giovanna Michelle Areola Ramirez. Devon Nathan Austin. Curtia Trishan Baker. Jarek Daquan Baloo Pritchett. Evan Alexavier Beauregard. Anthony LeBron Bell. Damian Deshaun Bennett. Charisma Micaiah Billups. Aaron Lamont Brown. James Coleman Brown. Keyshawn Leonte Brown. Latoya Danae Brown. Nino Lorenzo Brown. DeAndre Anthony Burridge. Kiana LaQuay Carnes. Jemiah Cliche Clark. Deshauna Michelle Clay. Zariah Elizabeth Denise Clay. Amaya Destiny Cole. Theosia Tadiah Cooper. Araceles Ojan Cruz Santos. Sinai Simone Dalton. Anaya Danielle Davis Jones. Tristan Jovan Dean. Amarion Keontae Dillard. Briseida Fuentes Samayoa. José Abel Gallegos. Micah Lee Gillespie. Lashinte Denise Green. Trenton Emil Gresham. Malik Darrell Hambrick. Amari Sarai Moesha Hardaway. Diamond Sinise Hayes. Oral O'Neill Henry. Tyrell DeMarcus Howard. Annalise Danielle Hudgens. Soraya Latrice Hudson. Kevin Lamont Hughley. Jasmine Shanielle Jackson. Nabria Shanice Jackson. Antonique DeShayla Jennings. Daniel Rashad Bruce Johnson. Frances Omar Kendricks. Joshua Jermaine Leith. Cassius Miquel LaQuay Little. Tamira Chanel Renee Long. Jayla LaShawn Lowndes. Bea Kashea Mack. Sergio René Manriquez Beltran. Abimelech Martinez Vasquez. Javier de Jesus Mauricio Villagrana. Amarion Dewan McLean. Lamariana Elizabeth McDaniel. Quanaya Adriana Tashonda McKinley. Jeremiah Deshaun Melton. Diedrich Lejuan Middlebrooks. D'Angelo Allen Miller. Lesman Josue Molina Funes. Marmion Spencer Montgomery. Elijah Bryant Moore. Sierra Faith Norris. Sandra Maria Perez. Cornelius Danielle Pullum. Caleb Adrian Ramsour. Kiana Aaliyah Ratliff. Jess Malile Reggie. Aaliyah Michelle Revere. Quatavia Shanetta Richards. Jaira Danye Ricks. Kennedy Catherine Roberson. Tanaya Sherelle Robinson. Kiara Shawana Rogers. Javante Jackie Ross. Kevin Josue Ruedas Espinosa. Leslie Allison Ruiz. Isis Shantae Russell. Alma Michelle Salazar Nieto. Damaris Liliana Sales. Moises Cecilio Sandoval Ramírez. Brandon Omarion Sincere Sanford. Jeremiah Marquise Sawyer. Zaya Tashay Sharpley. Zariah Jarini Smith Fair. Jakira Lachey Sparks. Janae Lee Stafford. Jaleesa Michelle Truss. Trevon Denzel Maurice Washington. Michael Amelia Watkins. Ariana Marie Vanette Watson. Darvin Tremel Watson. Tamar Nashay White. Deshaun Marquez Wiley. Kiana Umani Wolford. Nadia Wooten. Jalen Kiwan Worthy. Congratulations, graduates, and all your friends and family.
My name is Shelbrianna Burks, and I would first like to thank everyone for coming and celebrating with us. Our class was one of the most affected by COVID-19, and though it was hard, we still found a way to stay positive and make it to the finish line. As we sit here today, in this very moment, it is a must that we congratulate ourselves on our accomplishments. Even though our generation is already tech-savvy, I think it is safe to say that we learned a lot more about technology this year. These skills are what most adults use on a daily basis, at work, and even in college. We learned that if there is a will, there is a way. Like Michael Jordan once said, if you run into a wall, don't turn around and give up, figure out how to climb it. Right at this moment, we are all excited about our final moments of high school. But take a minute to look around at all the classmates you made friends with, had to borrow notes from, or even walked by in the hallway. These are faces that we may never see again. In a few moments, we will be leaving this stadium for the last time as students of Tyner Academy and as high school graduates. And when we return, we will officially be Tyner Ram alumni.
I present to you again, class of 2021. Graduates, please stand and turn your tassels. Congratulations. This concludes our commencement ceremony. Thank you for attending and thank you for allowing us to be a part of this educational journey. Congratulations again to the class of 2021. Please listen, parents. Students will procession out back to the gym and they will meet you up at the front. Please respect this time, please respect space. They will go back to the gym and you can meet them out front. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, at this time, please take small children by the hand and be respectful to those with mobility needs. Thank you. For our guests exiting at this time, graduates may be met outside the gym in the parking lot. Again, please take small children by the hand and respect those with mobility concerns. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, please remember that our graduates are exiting the stadium before the rest of our guests exit. As you are leaving, please take small children by the hand and take care for those who may have mobility concerns. Thank you. Yes, sir. Again, as you leave, we would like to say a special thanks to Hamilton County Schools, Tyner Academy Administration, the Graduation Committee, and Mr. Bobby McClarity for their special help with making tonight's graduation ceremony possible. As you leave, make sure to take small children by the hand